After years of war, peace talks on Ukraine are back in the spotlight. US President Donald Trump said that the US and Ukraine are very close to a peace agreement. However, he also warned that several difficult issues remain unresolved. The most serious issue is the Donbas region, an area in eastern Ukraine that has become the core of the war. So, what happened during Trump meeting with Zelensky? How close is the deal? And what role will Europe and Russia play? President Trump met Zelensky in Florida. After the meeting, Trump said the talks were moving in the right direction and that a peace deal could be reached soon. Still, he admitted that territorial issues are complicated and not settled yet. Zelensky said important progress was made on security guarantees for Ukraine, which he described as the foundation for a lasting peace. Neither side gave exact details on a clear deadline, but both agreed that negotiations have entered a serious and decisive phase. Security guarantees are one of the biggest questions in the peace talks. Ukraine wants strong protection to make sure the war does not start again. This could include long-term military support and political commitments, even without NATO membership. Trump said the two sides are about 95% close to an agreement on security guarantees. He added that European countries are expected to take the leading role with support from the US. French President Emmanuel Macron confirmed progress and announced that European partners will meet in Paris in early January to discuss concrete steps. Russia, however, has clearly said it does not accept foreign troops inside Ukraine, which makes this issue especially difficult. The future of the Donbas region is the biggest obstacle to peace. Russia wants a final decision on the area. Ukraine wants the current front line to be frozen without giving up territory officially. The US has suggested possible compromise idea, including special economic arrangements, but these ideas are still unclear and not finalized. Trump described Donbas a very tough issue and said it remains unresolved even though discussions are moving forward. This issue alone could decide whether peace talks succeed or fail. Before Zelensky arrived in Florida, President Trump held a long phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump described the conversation as productive, the Kremlin called it friendly. Putin rejected a proposed 60-day ceasefire, saying it would only delay the conflict. He also said Ukraine must make a decision on Donbas without further delay. Trump added that Putin spoke about helping with Ukraine's future recovery, including energy cooperation. The statement drew attention and raised questions about Russia's role in a post-war Ukraine. Another important topic in the talks is the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant. Negotiators discussed its future and ways to keep it operating safely and away from military conflict. Recent work has repaired key power lines with help from the International Atomic Energy Agency. These steps aim to reduce risks and avoid any nuclear danger. Trump said progress on this issue is important because it protects civilians and regional stability. Regarding the fighting continue despite talks, even as negotiations continue, the fighting has not stopped. Recent attacks on Ukraine, including Kiev, show that military pressure remains part of the conflict. Zelensky said these attacks are meant to influence the talks. Trump, however, said he still believes both Putin and Zelensky are serious about finding a peaceful solution. Peace in Ukraine may be closer than before, but it's not guaranteed. Security guarantees are almost agreed. Europe is preparing to take a strong role, but the future of Donbas remains the biggest challenge. So, what do you think will happen later? Please write a comment, and thanks for your time. Goodbye.